The unsolved mystery of the Black Dahlia. The morning sun cast a pale light over Leimert Park in Los Angeles on January 15, 1947. The neighborhood was just beginning to stir when Betty Bersinger, out for a walk with her young daughter, made a discovery that would shock the nation and leave an indelible mark on the annals of American crime history. There, lying in a vacant lot, was the mutilated body of a young woman, severed at the waist and posed in a macabre display. This woman was Elizabeth Short, later known as the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short was a 22-year-old aspiring actress with dreams of making it big in Hollywood. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, she had come to Los Angeles with hopes of escaping her troubled past and finding fame and fortune. However, like many before her, she found the road to stardom fraught with difficulties. Elizabeth, known to her friends as Beth, had a striking beauty that captured the attention of many, but her life was marred by instability and unfulfilled aspirations. As the police arrived at the scene, they were immediately struck by the brutality of the crime. Elizabeth's body had been severed with surgical precision, and her face had been slashed from the corners of her mouth to her ears, creating a chilling Glasgow smile. Her body had been drained of blood and meticulously cleaned, with no signs of a struggle at the scene, suggesting she had been killed elsewhere and transported to the lot. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, launched a massive investigation into Elizabeth Short's murder. The case quickly gained national attention, with the press dubbing her the Black Dahlia, due to her rumored penchant for wearing black clothing and a recent movie, The Blue Dahlia. Sensationalist headlines and lurid stories filled the newspapers, adding to the public's fascination with the case. Investigators faced a daunting task. The nature of the crime suggested that the killer had a knowledge of human anatomy, leading them to consider doctors and surgeons as possible suspects. Over 150 individuals were interviewed, and countless leads were pursued, but the investigation was hampered by the sheer volume of false confessions and misleading tips from the public. Among the many suspects, one name stood out: Dr. George Huddle. Huddle was a prominent physician in Los Angeles, known for his intelligence and charisma. He also had a dark side, with rumors of sexual deviancy and connections to illegal abortions. The LAPD's suspicions grew when they discovered that Hodel had been accused of molesting his own daughter, Tamar, although he was acquitted in court. In 1949, Hodel fled the country, adding to the mystery surrounding his involvement in the case. Years later, his own son, Steve Hodel, a retired LAPD detective, would come to believe that his father was indeed the Black Dahlia killer. In his book, Black Dahlia Avenger, Steve Hodel presents a compelling case, citing his father's medical knowledge, access to a secluded property, and a series of incriminating photographs found among his belongings. Despite the evidence against George Huddle, the case remains officially unsolved. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged, each adding to the complex tapestry of the Black Dahlia mystery. Some believe that Elizabeth Short's murder was the work of a serial killer, linking her death to other unsolved cases of the era. Others suggest that she may have been the victim of a lover's quarrel or a botched attempt to silence her over sensitive information. As the investigation continued, the media played a significant role in shaping public perception of the case. Sensationalist reporting often overshadowed the facts, with newspapers competing to publish the most shocking and salacious stories. Elizabeth Short's character was frequently maligned, portraying her as a promiscuous woman with dubious morals. This narrative not only disrespected the victim, but also hindered the investigation by diverting attention from the true nature of the crime. The autopsy report provided crucial insights into Elizabeth Short's final moments. The cause of death was determined to be hemorrhage and shock due to concussion of the brain and lacerations of the face. The report also noted ligature marks on her wrists, ankles, and neck, indicating she had been restrained and possibly tortured before her death. The precision of the cuts suggested that the killer had medical knowledge, further supporting the theory that her murderer was someone with expertise in human anatomy. Witness statements were another critical aspect of the investigation. Several individuals came forward with accounts of seeing Elizabeth Short in the days leading up to her murder. Some described her as being in the company of a man, while others mentioned her visiting various locations in Los Angeles. These statements provided a timeline of her final days, but none offered definitive clues about the identity of her killer. Among the most compelling pieces of evidence were the numerous letters and packages sent to the police and newspapers, purportedly from the killer. These correspondences, often signed with names like the Black Dahlia Avenger, contained taunting messages and personal belongings of Elizabeth Short, including her birth certificate and photographs. Despite extensive analysis, the true identity of the sender remains unknown, adding another layer of mystery to the case. Over the decades, the Black Dahlia case has influenced countless works of fiction, from books and movies to television shows and podcasts. It has become a cultural touchstone, representing the dark underbelly of Hollywood and the perpetual allure of unsolved mysteries. The case continues to captivate the public's imagination, with new theories and potential leads emerging even in recent years. One theory suggests a connection between the Black Dahlia murder and other unsolved cases from the same period, such as the murders of Jean French and Ora Murray. These cases shared similarities in the method of operation and the brutality of the crimes, leading some investigators to speculate about a potential serial killer at large in Los Angeles during the late 1940s. Another intriguing lead emerged from the investigation of Leslie Dillon, a bellhop and writer with a fascination for crime. Dillon became a suspect after writing a letter to the LAPD, offering his theories about the Black Dahlia case. During his interrogation, Dillon displayed an uncanny knowledge of the details of the crime, leading detectives to suspect he might be the killer. However, due to a lack of concrete evidence and controversial handling of the investigation, Dillon was eventually released, leaving his involvement in the case unresolved. As the years passed, the trail grew colder and many of the original investigators retired or passed away. Yet the Black Dahlia case continued to haunt those who had been involved. The enduring mystery and the brutality of the crime left an indelible mark on the collective memory of the LAPD and the city of Los Angeles. In recent years, advances in forensic technology have renewed hope that the case might one day be solved. Modern DNA analysis techniques offer the possibility of identifying the killer if any biological evidence has been preserved. Efforts to digitize and re-examine the case files have also uncovered new avenues for investigation, keeping the hope alive that Elizabeth Short's killer might eventually be brought to justice. Despite the lack of resolution, the story of the Black Dahlia endures as a cautionary tale about the perils of fame and the dark side of the American dream. Elizabeth Short's tragic fate serves as a reminder of the vulnerability of those who seek to make their mark in the world and the dangers that can lurk behind the glittering facade of Hollywood. For those who continue to delve into the mystery of the Black Dahlia, the case remains a tantalizing puzzle, filled with unanswered questions and elusive clues. Each new theory, each re-examination of the evidence, brings a fresh perspective on the events of that fateful day in January 1947. As long as the mystery endures, the story of Elizabeth Short will continue to captivate and intrigue, a dark chapter in the history of American crime that refuses to be closed. In conclusion, the Black Dahlia case stands as one of the most enduring and perplexing unsolved murders in American history. The combination of Elizabeth Short's tragic life, the gruesome nature of her death, and the numerous suspects and theories surrounding the case have ensured its place in the public imagination. While the true identity of her killer may never be known, the search for answers continues, driven by the hope that justice might one day be served for the Black Dahlia. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to explore more unsolved mysteries and chilling cases, make sure to subscribe to True Crime Told. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode, and join our community of true crime enthusiasts.